Welcome to Melton. A nice win here for you tonight, and hopefully it's the start of a very big night for you.
Yeah, that's right. Hopefully it's a great start of the night, but no, she went tremendous, and her last run at Ballarat was supersonic as well, and yeah, no, she's been a pretty nice filly for us.
She certainly has. Tell me a little bit about the background of this mare coming to the stable.
Oh, Dad just picked her out in the sales and got her pretty cheap, and yeah, no, she's taken a lot of time to get to race properly. She always over raced and shied at things, and but there's one thing, once you get her in front, she's sort of pretty hard to stitch down. She sort of keeps on going.
Chris certainly was in a bit of bother on the favourite there for quite a bit of while, and you had to make some decisions, Chris, and you probably were getting a little bit concerned as the race was unfolding.
Yeah, you know, as you just said, bad draws in these short races can be a killer, and nearly was then. Like, got a good run through early, but there was horses stuck 3 wide in front of him, and had to sort of hook him out 4 wide down the back to get around the tiring ones, which isn't ideal, but thankfully he's a good horse and he could handle it.
He's been a very promising horse, and he certainly showed to have an abundance of ability. That was his 15th start for 8 wins, and the future for him looks very good.
Yeah, well, he's ran most of his races in hard class too, so you know, he's right up there, if not just a couple of inches behind Poster Boy and horses like that, and he'll win a really good race one day when the breaks go his way and theirs don't.
Well done, Sydney. I think you're getting used to this.
Yeah, this feels good.
It does feel good, doesn't it? Especially when you're driving a horse of this calibre. Talk us through the race. He just looked to be all business, and he just did it so well.
Yeah, soon Mark Purden came a bit close. He picked up the bit, and he felt really good.
He's got great gate speed, and he just seemed to be travelling strong all the way through.
Yeah, he likes to travel on the lead, and soon somebody come next to him, he just pick up the bit by himself. It's like automatic driver.
Yeah, and he's obviously got gears. He knows when to quicken up.
Yeah, like the first time I drove him he know exactly where to go. Soon people start to pull or take a whip out, he know where to go. It's unbelievable, this horse. He's been doing that good so far, and hopefully keeps going like this.
You and Gav had a great duel, and of course the champ Chris Elford on the outside. It was an exciting finish. And did you think you were going to get there?
Yeah, well, it was one of them funny ones. You know, I always thought I was the winner, sort of top of the straight. I had faith in the horse, but you know, the line seemed to be coming up very quick, and I, you know, wasn't quite sure if I was in front yet or not. So, as you say, I had 2 champions either side of me, and more often than not, they seem to beat me in tight finishes. So it's good to get one back at them.
You've got one back on him. Great mare. She came across for the Ladyship Cup last week, and she was very brave in defeat there, finishing 4th and a close-up in a very fast-run race.
Yeah, she's probably a bit unlucky, really, in a way, because you know, she hadn't had a run since the Auckland Cup, and you know, it was probably a month in between runs, and she was nominated the week before the race fell through. So yeah, she went into that race probably just a touch short of a run, and you know, I think she felt sharper in herself tonight. Even though it was a very good effort last week, you know, it may have been the difference.
Obviously, he's going through the transition period from a nice horse coming through to grades, now getting to the top league. It's going to take a little while for him to get accustomed to that type of racing, but tonight he showed that he's right up to it.
Oh, for sure. I mean, he's been a really good leader, probably in weaker races, and now when he's sort of up in class a bit, he's probably, you know, best driven off to speed, and he's a super consistent horse. Agg's done a really good job with him. Dominic, you know, it's given me so many opportunities. It's just, this is crazy. It's
been a big thrill for you. Well done to Dominic Martello. Big night tonight, Hunter Cup night. You train your own horse, Buster Brady. You take on some pretty big names tonight, Kima. Can you cause an upset?
I hope so. No, it's. I'm just, you know, super excited to be in it with him, and he's been racing well, and he's been working well, and. You know, he's not completely out of it. I do have a lot of respect for a lot of other horses in the race, but I'm confident in my horse as well.
What about his gate speed? Can you do something at the start, or it's just a matter of trying to get yourself into a position?
Yeah, I don't. He can get pulling at times, so I don't really want to razz him up out of the gate. We're just going to have to, come out and see what happens after that.
Distance, not a problem?
Nah, he thrives off the distance.
I was sort of looking at you and thinking to myself, I reckon you looked at Zach Phillips and thought, you little rascal, you knocked off my spot, because that's where I wanted to be, on the back of Rishi, and he got there before you, and I think probably, did that cross your mind? Did it a lap from home?
Oh, yeah, Zach pulled up and said I was asleep, so yeah, he was right.
Yeah, and you were able to get on his back. It didn't make any difference. You were able to get off his back, and to the credit of this horse, he's a class horse, and he showed that tonight.
Yeah, he's just, this preparation, he's just got a little bit better, and the Stall Cup was, a great win, and even though he got beat last start by Ample Power, he's a nice horse, and he just seems to have, this time in coming around, and, he's turned into a handy horse.
He's had a good season campaigning in the Country Cup classes.
Yeah, he hasn't had too many goes at it, but, probably on this run now he'll go to the Terrain Cup and places like that. So, he can hold his own. He can sort of sit on speed and always dash home pretty strong. So, he's got a nice future.
Ladies and gentlemen, here he is, the champ, Tiger Tara, Todd McCarthy. When you thought the journey may have ended, it hasn't just yet.
He's just such a terrific horse, and Kevin's done a great job getting him ready for these races. And one thing you know about him that he puts in every time, and you got to really respect a horse like him. He just goes out and does his best, and he's just an absolute pleasure to be a part of.
Well, tonight, I suppose you look at foregone conclusion. You see the barrier draw. Everyone expects him to lead. Everyone expects him to lead all the way, and it's not that easy at times. It looks that way on paper, but sometimes you always wait for the unknowns. The unknowns didn't really occur tonight, did they?
No, we were pretty lucky. Everything sort of went to plan how we would have liked it, and it was it was a pretty truly run race, and I think he really showed his class at the end and what he can do.
Amazing when you let him down, the acceleration, he just broke their hearts.
Yeah, you sort of think you're struggling a little bit sometimes, and you shake him up and ask for that bit more, and he just digs so deep for you. And no, he's an incredible horse.
A lovely filly. She's continued to go from strength to strength, winning tonight now, taking her prize money up to 175,000 plus, and plenty more to come.
Yeah, she just gone straight on from where she left off last year. She was very good in all her runs and come back from a spell really well.
Tonight, a bit of action. You were sort of posted out wide. She's not really blessed with that brilliant speed, but she certainly works forward.
Oh, she can if you really light her up, but there looked to be a few that wanted to get out, so we just wanted to wait till they settled before we sort of got her up in the action, and then the leader just pulled up and wanted to buck or something, so we're just stroll onto the front, and she was always in control.
Very, very good win tonight.
Yeah, no, she's amazing, really. To think that they've heard it before. To buy her, we bought her as a pacer to win 3 or 4 races and then maybe move her on. But she's a freak of nature, really, and. She might have been lucky to win last week. I read one scribe said, but she probably put paid to that tonight.
She standing start, mobile. She seems to be taking it all before it and really handling all conditions, which is exciting, because at the end of the day, when you have a trotter that can handle both conditions, it just continues to open up the racing opportunities.
Yeah, quite right. I could tell you what a great job Megan and Jack that works for me and I do with her, but no, I'm not taking any credit for this one. It's all due to what this one's achieved. 14 start maiden as a pacer, and now she's, 11 starts or something as a trotter, and won about 8 of them. It's just amazing, really. I sort of think I might retire her while she's in front.
great job, Gav, and nice to see him win on such a big night.
Yeah, no, it's always great to be part of these nights, and yes, you know, if you're lucky enough to bring a horse here and win, it sort of makes it even better.
He's run some nice races, still lightly raced, still finding a bit more about the horse, but did it well tonight. He had to come around, sit in the breeze, and got the job done.
Yeah, no, he's progressively got better with each run, and a little, as Dave says, a little bit of a break now and come again. He's no reason why he shouldn't improve a little bit more. So got a bit of a future, this one.